Following the ascension into power of King Renthrak, both leaders of the Lapabot and Higtaran demon species of the Stamima abyssal region agreed to an alliance. Then the Higtaran demon species agreed to work under the servitude of the Lapabot demon species, in exchange for equal rights and interspecies equity. However, in the Angelican galaxy cluster lies the curious Uhagunar Island region, lit due to a chasm of light green fluorescent minerals. The light green light emitted from outside of its interior visible from the vacuum of space. Over 1,000,000 human years later, the Ontalia angel species, searching for a place to claim as their homeland, discovered the Uhagunar Island region at the last moment before another species claimed it. Then they restructured their civilization into a species-wide hierarchy, with their Netasal as the species representative and leader. Then they started trading with other species nearby. Meanwhile, in the Bardaku Ankutakan region, the Komorji demon species evolved, becoming addicted to Dalthorian energy, requiring their violet, vestigial organs for survival. But fortunately for the descendants of the Komorji demon species, the Bavmakov demon species evolved to survive without needing this Dalthorian energy. Meanwhile, back at the developing Ainmortera Island region, against the Kitaridian species, the Onigud species came into existence in this increasingly hostile ecosystem, with one unique, oddball member, known as Shilkin Imdasam, but he was deemed an outcast and to survive alone. However, the Onigud species was not the only newcomer of this region. This was when the Yizitarsh and Lumakigian mythic species both evolved. Elsewhere in the Kamiraklovim existential web, the Helhomoyan god, later named Dansalderganmehilnoir, arose from the emptiness of space. Later on in the Amphilander of region, this was where the secretive yet intelligent Amphisorio species came into existence a short time later on. Amongst the populous and the ever-developing technological species, that was the Amphidians. One member of this species was Denvin Halujid Kias. First, he was a standard soldier with nothing to show for, but after his major contribution to the success of the Battle of Vorneso Valley, he quickly climbed the ranks up to a Class 1 general rank. After his climbing of the ranks, General Kias was soon named the first Dallard of the Amphidian species Queen Nilmeki Ansarash. However, despite this blessing in the political realm, General Kias was rather bored and lonely outside of official hours. Meanwhile, at the Janugarik star cluster region, the Winstarilina god, later named Windale Veneto Benruto Arkarikar, sees this unique, celestial area to be her own land. Thus, among the first wave of celestial gods and first wave of primitive demonic species, this was when the marketable species that became the Ziragan planktonic species. However, back at the Azumid Eternal Lake region, the Antii quickly became impatient, sending large numbers of Adnodia to tab the regions out the known edge. But as for the Antii or Antigene Aetherum, it was not the only member of the Darthical Malark species. For within the unknown and forbidden place known as the Sharsha Naldidal space-time trench, countless entrenched and entombed trench-dweller species were undiscovered and thriving, yet awaiting to be awakened by the Antii. They were the 8 buried Malarkan souls, and they were the following Malarkians: Hadasurgan and Kaklamakar, Diwerner and Vuberkel, Adisnulsha and Malkarasaurus, Bizhoun and Nilabkami. For at this point of the timeline, all assumed new beginnings with some successes and some failures. Yet not even time itself couldn't determine the fate of these paths of the unknown.